Hello, this is Gerald Theo van Waas. The way we use combinations of letters to make actually with that a description of a word is not using random letters for that. Each letter is actually associated in a certain way that we pick them out because they are most appropriate. We're not very aware of what it really is referring to, but they are positions and they have a certain balance between each other that is something that can be found in a sort of natural order, which is as natural as a choice of going right, left, forward, that you can see the differences between what is lying here, here or here. It's the 1, 2, 3 rule, which you can have organized also, so that you can really realize that the distinctions, all sorts of distinctions I can make, follow actually these minimal changes of 1, 2, 3 options within one center, two centers, or within that open factor. And this is the way how to describe actually the words with letters. And every word works like that. And let's have a word like sick, and it can be described actually with these positions and combinations of positions. And if you realize these positions very well, you can also see how well they describe actually what they should describe. And I will show you that with the word sick. And okay, I have some tools for that. The tools, one of the tools is also like my starting point where I start from, and then going to something somewhere else. That's already the focus into two positions as well, where timing is involved and you see, okay, something is changing and you go towards a changed condition. There you have these two options. The 1, 2, 3 options in the background are more the things that are running the whole time, and so you can use these references for certain descriptions as well. So, of course, for the S, it is from the last category, the 1, 2, 3 category, which is working in the background. You also see these lines of S, which is like the current running vibrations in the background. It is described as a little bit more vague, but it is described very accurately as a continuous movement, as a wave, let's say, where it's not really necessary to see, okay, where did it start or how long will it proceed. It is that wave in between with which you can describe something which is going on. So that's the S, which is the widest thing that you can have as a focus, so as widened and as far away from your starting point as possible, because it's the last letter also. What also comes to it is that the whole set of organization of letters starts with something which starts from my countable measurements before me. So from where I start from, where I want to do something with it, against the counterbalance of S, where you actually no longer decide which direction you go. You don't no longer. It depends on what you're deciding actually, and all the actions and reactions and follow-up and so on. No, this is really about the last feedback process that is dominating in that part. In the S, that feedback process where things come back to you and will show you its results will be shown in the S, and that's also presented there. If we would, for instance, combine S with A, we go back to our physical reality beyond us. So then it will be, of course, more like, okay, let's put an influence into our own environment and so on. And that can be used as well in a way. But here it is with the letter E. And the letter E is a letter also from the last category. And it's that option in the vertical sense, which also comes back to us. So it is actually a choice that there is in between the zone, between S and S, there will come something to us, inside us, adapted to it. There's an adaptation of outside influences which now will penetrate into our realm of existence. So that's basically what you can see. So you can have it in the middle, you can have it immediately towards you. It's not fixed where you will have that influence, but it will be somewhere to that zone, and it can be anywhere within that zone. So influence into my realm, into the realm of things, or into your realm, or into the consequences of things as well. It can be all there applied to it. The letters that will finalize the word are C and K combined. So C is at the surface where we are trying to make a distinction and try to figure out a distinction, what is going on there. Combined with the K, it's actually also losing it a little bit, it's breaking up a little bit. So at the edges there is this losing up and breaking up that we try to follow up. What can we still distinct there, what can we still notice there, and so on, but we're also losing it. And you can express it very easily by this breaking up, the sound K, and you can have that in all the moments where this S form will meet our will meet the changing of conditions, and there it will break up further. And that's actually quite well expressed what the influence, this outside influence, will do to us. It's not just trying to distinct something, it's also showing that it is losing itself there. It's breaking up the things there. The elements are breaking up and so on. So that is a very good description of that word sick, and as it is expressed actually here. And the time aspect is, I shouldn't have added there from one person to another person, because there are no letters involved in time. In the last category of the last letters, timing is just the time that you can follow up the process with its patterns and its definitions and so on. So the pattern of time is just following the time process. And so the time aspect is not from one person to another, but it's like I follow the patterns which are moving, and I see what is happening and what is changing during what is coming in towards us from an outside influence, and I follow up what is really changing there, and I see what is changing there, which is actually negative, because it's breaking up its elements, breaking up our ability to keep it all together and so on, as you can see here as well. Okay, that's enough for understanding sick. And I think I will add another video with the word sack, which will have a different result, but you can understand it from these positions as well if you want to interpret it well. Thanks again for watching. Bye.